All right, so let's get this look going first by taking a glue stick and flattening down my brows. For this look, I am using a Killer Clown makeup kit, and this one I got from Spirit Halloween. And then quickly mapping out my smile and harlequin lines with a white pencil. First thing I want to do is take the liquid latex and build up the Chelsea Smile, Heath Ledger inspired lines along the sides of my mouth. For this, I just laid down a few base coats of latex, and taking strips of single ply Kleenex, I started laying them down over top. Every time you lay down a strip, you want to go over that again with latex on the sponge and seal it down, much like paper mache, and then repeat that for the following strips. I did that about 3 times for the Kleenex, and then rolling some tissue into a little worm, I laid 2 down along the sides of the cheeks, leaving a space between them to be the torn skin area. These again you want to follow with just liquid latex to really seal them down and make sure that everything is in place and will not slip on you. I promise you I only used the latex I had in the tiny tube that comes in the kit, but I actually had a good amount still left over, so I thought I'd make an open wound on the forehead, because why not? Same steps of laying down tissue and sealing it with latex, and then just making sure everything is dry before moving on. Latex is pretty tacky when it dries, so throwing some powder on over top can remove the stickiness, but it's not necessary since we're painting it anyways. For the forehead wound, I ripped open little holes in the latex by just pulling at it and pinching with my fingers. Once you get a little tear in the latex, it's easier to just pull it open from there and make the wound larger. For the face, I used a white cream makeup to make sure I could get full coverage, and I just used this to apply everywhere and left my eyes alone since they'll be dark later. Thick cream products like this are easier to apply and pat on with a sponge, and keep in mind that they can be drying, so you can always mix in a little bit of moisturizer to help with that, or even just create a thinner consistency. Using the cream makeup wheel, I used the red to fill in my lips, and even used the brush that comes with the kit, but you can of course use whatever you like to apply it. I then carried the red onto the nose as well. You are welcome to make a perfect circle clown nose here. I just always like the messy smudged look, probably because it resembles a skull more this way. I then also took the red on a sponge and patted that over the forehead, the cheeks, and created messy triangles around the eyes. With the black, I repeated the patting motion around the eyes as well, just trying to keep it a little bit more concentrated to the center so the red would still show through around it. I also applied the black into the forehead wound and cheek rips because this will help give greater depth when the blood is added later. For the eyes, you can pack on the black a bit more with a brush, and if you're going out for a long night, I recommend setting the black with an eyeshadow just to help keep the cream product in place. I also pulled up the harlequin lines with an angled liner brush just to make them a little bit more precise. So something that is an awesome cheat, whether you are going as a fairy for Halloween or this monstrosity, is makeup stickers. I wanted to use the Wicked Brows from this sheet, 1, because it saves me having to precisely draw them on, and 2, I don't have to worry about symmetry. I will recommend here though that, again, if you are going out for a night of partying, to add an extra adhesive like spirit gum on them, just to ensure you won't be like 1 eyebrow less at some point in the night. Then you can see I used the scab blood to fill in the cheeks and forehead. Scab blood is always a plus because it's so thick it won't move or lose its bloody shine when applied to wounds. Then for a more fresh blood look, you can add the classic vampire blood to the wounds as well. I like using a sponge to dab around the wounds to add a little bit more texture. And if you wanted, you could easily use this to apply inside of the cheeks and have it drip out. I just chose not to. But to bring this look to a close, I added my white contacts and a red and black wig, and then the rest of my killer clown costume, which was graciously provided by Spirit Halloween, along with all of the products you saw used. And guys, as my first Halloween video of the season, I can tell you now, if you are strapped for ideas, Spirit is a great place to check out, as they have like the biggest selection of costumes I've ever seen, and they always have a massive group of props, wigs, and everything in between to have fun with. So start getting creative for Halloween and go have fun. I love you guys.